Well, that didn't last very long. It's been a roller coaster of up and downs. 2022 so far. I've had probably like the biggest up of my whole life, and then I've had like one of the biggest downs of my whole life as well. But as you can see, I am back in my own room, and as you can tell from the title or the thumbnail or wherever I've decided to be ballsy enough to put it, I did get let go from my last job, and I thought I'd just provide like a little bit of an update as to like where I am and how it's affected me and where do I go from here. I want to start off by saying that the net emotion that I'm experiencing is still good. Like, I got married this year and I have a great relationship with my wife. I'm absolutely loving it. I will do a separate video on marriage, but I figure I should probably get this out of the way, otherwise you're gonna be like, where the hell is he filming from? Why is he back here when he says he's moved away? But that is still the biggest takeaway. I am happy with that. But it's about how I'm processing this other stuff that's happened because of how much it meshes with my duties as a married man. To provide a little bit of context, I filmed I believe the fist bump video in March, and I took multi-month break because it was just hard to juggle, especially with me going to Pakistan to get married, coming back. I also then went again, as if you've seen the video, I went again and came back, got the job, stayed out there for a couple of months, had to get good at the job, and that took a lot of my, my spare time outside of my working hours. So just doing the YouTube things kind of took a bit of a hit. If you know me and how much I love the cinema, whenever I'm away from home, I always go and watch movies. Like, I watch multiple movies. I watched 2 the entire time I was there, and the first one was on the first day before I even started, so it was like, not really much of a thing to go on. I just didn't have time to do anything. No time to do any of my hobbies. I want to say thank you to all the people, my friends and family, who have tried to empathize with my situation, especially the ones who have been trying to justify like why it happened, like, oh, your employers are like this, oh, they shouldn't have done that, well, you got screwed over, you got done dirty. I appreciate it, but the fact of the matter is I got let go because I wasn't good at the job. That is just as simple as that. I wasn't good at it. I had made progress. I would say I definitely made progress. I was better at the job by the end than I was at the beginning, but it just wasn't quick enough to their liking, and the team was small and they kind of needed me to pull my weight, and I guess I just wasn't ready. I think I did jump the gun a bit in terms of thinking I was ready to do a job of that high intensity, which is why my next job will be a little bit low scale, so I can actually build up the confidence so that when I do get to that stage, my next employer who employs me at that stage will have every confidence that I'll be doing the job well. Living away always provides a eye-opening perspective. It makes me realize how much I miss my family. We all have our moments. We have moments where we are wanting to pull each other's hair out, and then there's the other moment where I want to just like grip onto my family, not let go, which is, I think, just typical of any family, if I'm being honest. The fact that I'm blessed to have a family just like any other run-of-the-mill family, I think, is amazing, and I'm so happy that that's the case. 2 of the biggest things that being let go from a job has had an effect on, I'm going to say them now. The first one is external, which means it's not within me. It's the fact that I want to get my wife to come from Pakistan to live with me in the UK, at least for now. But having a stable source of income is important to the visa application process. So getting let go when I was just about to start submitting documents was a massive, massive blow. Yeah, and that one hurt a lot, and when I had to tell her what had happened, I couldn't help but feeling like I let her down. Much to her rebuttal of, no, you didn't. I just couldn't feel like I had done something good. I felt like I had let her down, and that's something that's been sitting in the back of my head. But I love my wife, and I'm going to do everything I can to get back on the wagon and get her here as soon as I can. That's a promise I make to her all the time, and it's going to happen soon. The internal thing is just what it's done to my self-confidence and how I see myself as a man, as a human being. In the standard that people have set themselves today as what makes you a decent person, what makes you a reliable person, I kind of feel like I've let myself down. I was told that I was no longer someone that the team could rely on, which is why I was let go, because I wasn't doing the work to the level that they wanted me to. I always want to cut myself a tiny bit of slack because I think it's just a little bit fair, and that is that it was a new field. It was a biology field, and I am a chemical engineer. I've got nothing to do with biology, but I put a lot of stock in my ability to learn as I go. In fact, I'm very quick at it. My laboratory technician job required me from having to learn from scratch, and I picked that up pretty quickly. I was training people pretty quickly, and I was doing pseudo supervisory tasks pretty quickly. But the idea that you can fake it till you make it. If there's one thing I've learned from this experience, is that fake it till you make it. As much as people love to say it, I don't think it's feasible. I think if you want to do good at a job, have the foresight to do it at the right time and to make sure you are skilled enough. Because at the end of the day, a laboratory job requires you to hold responsibility of the fact that your lack of work could be involved in someone getting hurt. You need to be good at it. Now, thankfully, I don't think I hurt anyone. I did my job well enough that I wasn't negligent. I just wasn't quick enough. But you need to be good at your job, and you need to know that you're good at your job and not just mask it behind a facade of confidence, which is a trap I think I fell into while I was there. Fun fact, actually, it's the third time in my working life that I've been let go, or essentially been told my probation will not be extended, which is what happened here. They said to me, you've done your probation, we aren't overly satisfied, we're gonna not renew your contract. It's the third time it's happened, and this one's the one that hurt the most because of how much more than just me it would affect. Before, I got let go and I could just jump back on, which I did, but this one meant a lot more to me, and it was how much I had sacrificed. It's probably the most that I've sacrificed relative to what I've done in my life. I had to move away from my family, hours away, give a sizable chunk of my salary to paying rent in a very small room over a noisy pub in a somewhat noisy location. I worked in my spare time, so I never had fun, and I did it because I wanted to be a better worker. I wanted to show that I can do the hard work. I'm not just someone who has to do the minimum amount. I can do more if someone asks me to. And I got slapped with the reality that I'm not quite there yet. And if I'm being honest, that's probably why I uploaded the I'm Back video, because I was months into the work. I felt upset, and I'm not amazing at this job either, the one that I'm doing right now, filming this. I'm not amazing at all, but I enjoyed doing it, and I think I'm at least somewhat adequate in terms of what I'm trying to do. This day and age, if you are an absolute insane person to think you can even start a YouTube career at this stage in your life, at this stage of where YouTube is, achieving success on this platform is just amazingly complicated. You can't even begin to think how complicated it is. So the success of being able to make money or being able to make a career of this doesn't even play a factor to me. It's just raw, unfiltered. I enjoy doing it, so I'm doing it. It's my therapy session, it's my meditation, it's my nap in the middle of the day. That's what this is. I'm hoping that with my next job, which will be a lot less low scale, a lot less intense, purely for the sake of making sure that my wife gets here and I can be with her and I can just not be stressed. I'm hoping that means I can dedicate more time to doing this, because I have to go back to doing something that's mine, that I love, and I don't need the numbers. I just need the final product to look good, something that I can say, I made that, and I'm so glad I made that. I'm sorry that this video was a bit of a downer, but I feel like it's important for me to have these moments every now and then where I can just say how I feel and not try and force comedy into everything that I do. But I will be uploading more stuff. I've recorded a couple of videos, one while I was actually in Yeovil, so that was probably the most fun I had since I was over there, and I can't wait to upload that. Just a nice little travel vlog, and I spent the day with Seth, and it was just a lot of fun. That's what I'm missing. I'm missing out on fun, and I'm going to be 27 in January. You're never too old for it, no matter what anyone else says. You're never too mature, you're never too old. How about you just sit back and have some fun? That's what I'm going to do. Cheers, guys.